Can you smell it in the air? That mix of new pencils, fresh notebooks, and panic? As it nears the end of August, it's not just the summer season coming to an end, but also the summer holidays here in the Northern Hemisphere. School starts at the end of August in America, and it is a time of madness. Madness meaning craziness. Today, we're diving into this madness, and I'm going to share with you what the back-to-school season is like. It really is like a season because as soon as August begins, the marketing from big stores starts showing up, meaning appearing everywhere. All the advertisements on social media, all the commercials on TV, the posters in malls, the junk mail in your mailbox. Everything is focused on this one event. Millions of students across the country returning to school. This event creates mixed emotions. For students, there's excitement, nervousness, anxiety. For parents, there's stress. Returning to school requires preparation because it's a big change to the family routine. So I'm not sure what happens nowadays, and I think it's a little different depending on where you live in America, but I can tell you how it was when I was a student. What happens is, at the end of July, or the beginning of August, you'll get a letter in the mail from the school. It includes a few things: papers for your parents to sign, a reminder of school rules, your new class schedule if you're in middle school or high school, and a list of required and optional school supplies. Supplies are anything you will need to complete a certain task, like tools. For students, supplies are usually things like pencils, pens, notebooks, backpacks, stuff like that. Nowadays, a laptop is also considered school supplies. Very different from when I was in school. Billions of dollars are spent every year on school supplies, including new clothes for school, and of course, the electronics like laptops and calculators now required. Now, a common problem in America is that so many public schools are massively underfunded. In general, this means that public schools don't get as much money as they need to work their best. So another thing you see every August is all your teacher friends making posts on Facebook asking for donations. A donation is something you give someone like a gift. We use donation for giving something to someone, either a thing or money, when it's not related to an occasion like a birthday or holiday. So because school is not a birthday or holiday, we would use donation. But why are teachers asking for donations on Facebook? Schools don't provide enough supplies for teachers to properly equip their classrooms. So teachers will often pay for common supplies themselves out of pocket. Out of pocket is a phrase that here means paying for something yourself when you really shouldn't have to. Most teachers pay for classroom supplies out of pocket. And to make it easier on their wallets, they ask for donations on social media, like Facebook. So that's just the economic part of back to school season. Then there's just being a student and all the emotions you feel going back to school. When the first day of school approaches, students are likely to feel something called first day jitters. This isn't just for school. It can also be used for something like your first day of work, but in either case, it means the nervousness that comes from your first day of doing something. Even if you're returning to the same school, you can feel first day jitters because you likely have a new teacher, a new classroom, and new classes. When I was in high school, I remember having a recurring nightmare related to first day jitters. Recurring is something that happens repeatedly, like a subscription or a dream. A nightmare is a bad dream. So a recurring nightmare is a bad dream you have multiple times, the same dream multiple times. When I was a high school student, so between the ages of 14 and 18, every year as the first day of school approached, I had the same nightmare. Getting to school and having no idea where to go. Basically, getting lost in school and missing my classes. I had this nightmare because I was so nervous about the first day of school. I hated figuring out a new class schedule. I hated the first day of school because the first day of school always included something everyone hates. Icebreakers. Icebreakers are questions and activities that are supposed to help you get to know someone. On the first day of school, especially in a big school like the ones I went to, you won't know a lot of your new classmates. So teachers use icebreakers to help you meet and get to know your new classmates. Ugh, I hate icebreakers. They're so awkward. Cringy. That's a good word for it. To cringe is to fold your body closer because something is uncomfortable. So something that makes you cringe is described as cringy, or sometimes just cringe, as in that's so cringe. Either one is okay. Both words used this way are informal. Speaking of cringy, there's a trend on social media related to this time of year that I think is cringe. This might be a hot take. A hot take is an opinion that is a bit controversial. It's an opinion that other people might have strong responses to. It's often used in the context of current news, but it's starting to spread to other categories. My hot take, my controversial opinion, is that the trend of taking first day of school pictures is cringy. Let me explain. A common trend on social media, especially Facebook, is for parents, especially mothers, to take pictures of their kids before they go to school on their first day. Usually the children are dressed very nicely, I guess to make a good first impression, and they hold some kind of sign that says something like first day of 5th grade or whatever grade they're starting. This is something that usually starts when the child begins kindergarten and then continues until they graduate high school. I'm sure it's a really nice thing for the parents, but I think it's just a little bit cringy. Maybe because I don't have children myself. In any case, it's a very common thing to start seeing at the end of August from your friends with children, especially on Facebook. This wasn't a trend we did in my family. On the first day of school, it was always a little bit stressful for everyone because you have to adjust to a new routine. Waking up early, always so hard. Make sure to eat breakfast, get all of your new school supplies together. Then you either take the bus or drive to school. Some years I took the bus to school, and some years my mom or dad drove me to school. Now, when I say bus, I'm talking about the big yellow school buses, not city buses. Maybe it's different in big cities, but I can tell you, in the suburbs, if you live too far away to walk to school, and this is true for most people, and your mom or dad can't drive you because they have to go to work or whatever, then most students are going to take the big yellow school bus. I liked taking the bus, even though this required waking up earlier. You meet different people when you take the bus because the kids on your bus are kids who live near you. So when I was in school, I had class friends, and then I had bus friends. And I usually became friends with the bus driver too. So what's the school year like in your country? Do you have a back to school season like in America? Or maybe your school year starts at a different time. In America, we start at the end of August, but I know many other countries start in September. Let me know what school is like in your country. As always, thanks for listening, my friends. Until next time, bye.